celebration, actually.
It's your new nickname.
Marco, have a good match.
So
Tip
Marco
Chai, have a good
Fu,
match.
who is
So,
one of the game's
just so
great
you both know,
ambassadors,
during frame,
up
between
against
frames,
Ted
we
Chiranu,
have
is
a
one of the
countdown
great
on the clock, so we have to wait for that
entertainers.
to finish before we start. Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
should be a great match. This
The first
obviously everybody's going to be
Tip
looking
Chai
to
on the
see
tip break.
how Marco is doing. Not been obviously on the scene for quite a while. And Tep Chaya, obviously like one of the most exciting players that we've got in the game today. Fastest player on tour generally. So yeah, it'll be an interesting game this, and such a short format, you can't really pick a winner in any game, but especially for these two great players as well. I'm sure Marco's been putting in a lot of practice.
Yes, he was on the practice tables yesterday getting ready for this as Ted Chaya shows off those scary new shoes.
Different, aren't they? Hedgehog vibes.
One.
Not as sharp as that though, Phil.
You know, a couple of years ago, Martin Gould started the World Championship 60th in the world rankings with the possibility of dropping off. That seemed unthinkable. And at times last season, the relegation threat.
You've got to be consistently playing well, otherwise you can be in danger. But as you'll see today by the looks of things, just how good a player Tep Chaya is. It's kind of unthinkable that he might not have even been on the tour this season. Started off sharp here though, the great long red. Looks to have got the pace of the
12.
table quite quickly. Coming down there off the green for the red.
30.
Just as I put the curse on him, he's left himself a bit awkward on the black to get into the reds. He's going to have to really power this one in. It's not too bad if that one doesn't go past the red and pink to the
20.
yellow pocket, which
Tip Chai, 20.
Well, that wasn't just a miss. That was a wholesale miscalculation, misjudgment.
tournaments lately, and getting used to these very slippery conditions on a brand new cloth. Straight away there, that could have just been one where the white's pushed over a little bit more than he was expecting, and it can make you look silly sometimes. But either way, it's let Tep Chaya straight back in, and he's got
9.
the reds. He'll be straight into the pack with that red on the right there to go at as insurance. Away in one visit.
17.
He doesn't hang about neither. Sees the game very quickly, sees the shot very quickly.
Absolutely tailor-made Tep Chiranu to win the shootout, which he did in 2019. If you're unfamiliar with that tournament, it's all 10-minute matches.
32.
First 5 minutes, 15 seconds. Second 5 minutes, 10
33.
seconds. Now, for most players, especially the 10 seconds, that's a real hindrance.
It can only be a bit of a hindrance sometimes when you're a bit awkward,
40.
but if your positional play is good, like it is at the moment in this break, I mean, you know the shot straight away. You can just get down and play it. It's as you say, it's totally suited to his game. A tournament we all look forward to now, but obviously players like Tep Chaya are going to look forward to it.
49.
And look at this. Frame already in the books. This is what he does.
77.
Lovely little cannon there. Frame one, obviously, so he just took the opportunity to slide off the reds, open them up and get on the black at the same time.
It's all right. Go on. Thanks.
I think the table will really
Quick as he is as well. He sort of looks so good on the shot. He doesn't look that quick, if you know what I mean.
65.
He's not like a Tony Drago, where he was Tony you could but more on instinct. Not so much of a technique there, whereas Tep Chaya, he's got a lovely flow.
71.
Rob Spencer, the referee, has the traditional
77.
black leather shoes on today. When you're refereeing for
78.
Un-Nooh, a pair of trainers might be advisable.
Yeah, and it's already warm enough in there. He's going to be quite warm after this.
Thank you. 85.
Marco Fu missed that 3 balls
91.
away from a century.
Yeah, and that's it in this format, such a short format. As we say, it's 4 frames, and you kind of know that in your head. If you make one mistake, the match isn't obviously over or anything, but you're putting yourself under pressure
96.
straight away.
$100.
He's actually so good, he's infuriating, Tep Chaya Un-Nooh, because when you see him play like this,
105.
a little bit like Jack Lazowski, you think, surely he's going to win big tournaments.
Yeah, it seems as when he can get into this relaxed zone,
111.
he's at his best. And obviously when the pressure comes on a bit, and like everybody, and you're playing in big occasions, it's not as easy, but yeah, how easy was that?
118.
It was preposterously easy. A 118 clearance from Tep Chaya Un-Nooh, who announces his arrival onto the scene in the Bedvictor Championship League. Never been away. What a way to start a tournament. What a way to start a season for Tep Chaya Un-Nooh. A break of 118 to very rapidly take the first frame
Marco Fu to break.
against Marco Fu. So Fu knows exactly what he's up against, a player who is clearly sharp. And that shows to me, Gary, that he must have practiced quite a bit.
The last couple of weeks, just been getting back into it again. As I said before, there'll be a few players sort of practicing a few weeks beforehand. Some will not be doing it hardly at all even yet. But yeah, myself, I've been up there in Paul Rinaldi's club, North East Snooker Centre, where I practice all the time. So just while I'm on that, a massive thanks to them, because always been there for us and helped us out with me practice over the last few years. So yeah.
Who isn't saying thanks for being put in that predicament? But I think he's okay. Now on table 2, what a turnaround this is. Oh, it's 2-1 Maguire, and it looks like going 2-2. Dijoui, 41 ahead, 35 on. Maguire needs a couple of snookers. You've experienced that yesterday, Gary, in your second match against Barry Pincher's 2-0 up and eventually only drew 2 each. Yes, you've got a point, but it must be quite deflating.
Yeah, I was actually quite frustrated at that one. It wasn't a great game between me and Barry, to be honest. As you say, I went 2-0 to salmon and potatoes and everything yesterday, and I came onto my game against Barry and I felt so lethargic. I think I'd ate too much, Phil. And sort of, yeah, went 2-0 up, didn't feel great though, and Barry's done well to claw his way, able to get them 2 wins straight away, and I would have only needed a draw at worst, sorry. So yeah, a good start in this is key. And as I said before, if you get sort of it's every frame, every ball sort of matters, and it can make it quite a tough format at times. Additional shot to get onto one of these reds. Yeah, just a little bit too much to ask there, I think.
Marco Fu.
Again, a little sloppy on the safety.
We can't overstate the level of Mark.
He picked up the pace. I mean, he's not a slow player anyway, Marco, but he'd really picked up the pace against me. I mean, he was almost a Ted Chaya's kind of speed, believe it or not. And I did ask him after the game, like, just curious as to why you were playing so quick. And he'd said at the time that he couldn't really see. So he was just playing a lot more on instinct if he could. But yeah, hopefully all them troubles are behind him. 'Cause it would
Sam.
be a nice little chance of a cannon at the reds. He's got the red on the left and the red to the right of the black. Shows there not to be, isn't it? Is it now? For a few shots.
50.
1. But he has got the red to the right of the pink. And another couple of open reds.
22.
If he's got the angle here, he can flick 1 or 2 out.
23.
Deciding on the black here, he'll be looking to play the red to the left of the black. And then surely leave the angle on the black.
31.
Everyone break builds different ways, and I know a lot of people go on about certain players who go into the reds at every given opportunity and some pick them off. It's not always as clear cut as that situation, really. And that just comes with experience and practice. Oh, it's not worked out from there. Balls, the size difference and weight difference of the balls and things. It's all things you've got to get used to if you're going to play at any kind of high level.
What?
So although it made them look a bit stupid, I can totally understand why they've struggled. But as I say, I'm sure if any of us had like a good go at it and had a few weeks to a month's practice and played with, you know, the right key snooker player doing that, could actually have a good run and put up a good performance. So
in multi-sport are doing such a wonderful job in promoting 9-ball and taking it to new heights. And so having last year in Atlantic City,
40.
and it was amazing the reaction of the spectators.
it just gets the hype around cue sports in general, doesn't it? So that's what snooker needs, pool needs, all of it, you know. It's
Nice.
We can work together in some ways and get that, then
20.
but he's going to need to move them 2 reds behind the black to have a chance of winning the frame. So
26.
we'll be looking just to pop this pink red next to the black and leave an angle on the
27.
black to cannon. And this is where some people ask, you know, how many shots ahead are you thinking? In that situation there, yeah, you're thinking 3 or 4. Normal break, you're only really thinking about the shot
34.
you're playing to get on the next ball, to leave an angle on the one most of the time, believe it or not. And it's always plan B coming into effect. That's a lovely little cannon he's played there too on the star tables. It was mentioned, I think, yesterday,
46.
and these reds along the black.
Well, we had Sean Murphy in your role on the first couple of days of the tournament, and he
Possibly. They don't look it. I mean, I didn't actually have many shots to sort of test that theory out.
50.
But like there, that sort of went in with ease, and he's obviously hit it well. It hasn't exactly wobbled or anything, but yeah, the corners especially, I've definitely found them a little bit more generous. I actually played a rest shot down the side cushion yesterday in my last game. One that I would probably think twice about on a star table, but thought if I got anywhere near, it would go in. And he's
57.
got a lovely
59.
24 in front. The break goes to 59, so the green.
not an easy shot, but one if he concentrates on and hits it well, you'd expect Marco to get.
62.
He still got it, Marco Fu, when he was over the hill. But he's actually 2 years younger than the world champion and world number one, so he can't say that anymore.
Yeah, how the perception of the game's changed.
71.
Well, the application of bundles of
Marco
side.
71 on the
Fu
frame.
misses the pink, but the break of 71, the clearance to blue was exceptional, especially the way he got the yellow into play. Marco Fu draws level at 1 frame each.
Yeah, good shot. Just floats the brown in like it's over the pocket.
Six.
Didn't catch that one.
Thank you.
Not an easy shot to judge. Played that quite well though. He's caught the right
Six
side of
iron
it.
is six.
Win. And the cannon on the pink's lovely to land
One.
on the black, so another decent chance. To pop the black into this left corner, but he's going to need to wait to get a better chance to try and lovely shot again. Just a little further than he would have liked. In fact, it actually goes past the black to the right corner, so that's a bonus.
23.
Played a shot there off the previous black that you guys on the Pro Tour make look easy and everyone else knows isn't. That float around with running. You seem extremely confident. It is a real art form.
Yeah, and again, touching what I was saying before, even about the pool as well, the grippiness and the slickness of the cloths. It helps when you know what they're doing and you're playing well, but at the same time, it's getting used to that.
38.
Marco's probably struggled with that a little bit in this game so far, but once you know what's
39.
going on and you've got a feel for the conditions properly, yeah, most pro players would be really comfortable playing with side. It can make you look silly just when you don't really know what's happening.
46. 47.
When you think his career was, and I'm not exaggerating, hanging in the balance before the World Championship. Then he won 3 qualifying matches to make it to the Crucible.
55.
Could he possibly have come close to losing his tour card? The blue puts him.
Touch iron 60.
Mark will carry on, but one snooker needed, and obviously the red's not in very favour in the middle, but a little bit careless that one. And that's opened a couple of up for Margot, so he can get in reds with blacks and the red on the black cushion. And at some stage try and have just one red left on the right there, and because it's next to the pink, be able to stun him behind the pink off the last red. See a long way to go before that, but again, as I was saying before, it's a situation where you are thinking quite a number of shots ahead because you're trying to get yourself into a position of where's best to lay the snooker from, and you'll already know that. You'll be trying to get rid of these reds and get himself into a position where the pink's a great ball to get behind.
When it comes to
60.
successfully getting snookers, Marco Fu was involved in one of the most remarkable frames I think I've ever commentated on. It was against
17.
Ryan Day, as he has a good kiss there on the black. It was against Ryan Day in the semi-final of the World Grand Prix at Preston Guildhall. Ryan Day won the frame after needing 4 snookers against Marco. 4.
Yeah, and that's not a bad little cannon.
24.
As I say, if you can get rid of this extra red. See, there's what I was talking about before. Hit the near knuckle there, and you wouldn't have expected that to go in necessarily. But they are playing a little bit more generous than what a lot of the players have expected. But like I was saying, that red near the pink there now, this is the situation you would have been wanting to get in right from the start. Land him behind this red with a good angle so he can just stun him behind the pink. Oh, what's he done here though? Don't tell us he's left the cue ball, so the black spots. No.
32.
The way he's left himself, he'll probably just roll in behind the pink now. And that's
Marco
trouble.
for 32.
So yeah, he would have seen that from shot one. Luckily got himself into the right position, and it just shows how quickly he can turn around, because if he misses this, Marco's in with a great chance to steal the frame.
Foul.
He has, and
Marco
he's brought the
4.
green off the side. He's put it for Marco, so it's not as easy a clearance.
Yes, and of course, the referee wasn't empowered to call a miss there because the snooker was required. Flew perfectly on the black ball.
Yeah, and just misjudged it badly, but it was to try and miss that. Not try and miss it, but if he was to miss it, try and leave the cue ball in a position where Marco wouldn't have had an easy shot at the red. Because he's misjudged it so badly, he's hit the green, he's left Marco a good chance. But this is the key shot, whether Marco decides to take it on, thinking that maybe the pockets are playing a little bit generous. I'm not too sure. They're always not as easy along the balk cushion as they are the black cushion, with the nap running the other way. Not that there's much nap on these tables these days. But again, that just seemed relatively easy. It was a great shot. You're looking just to run the cue ball through here now, and personally I would just run it through a little bit, so he's just got a plain ball angle on the blue just to send the cue ball off the cushion
17.
and knock the pink out. May not quite have come far enough for the shot he's played. Might have to leave the double now.
No one's infallible with this shot, but I'll tell you what, over the course of his career, Fu has been a pretty dependable doubler.
Yeah, he's actually come too far there though. The angle's not quite there for the double anymore, so it looks like he's going to have to take his medicine, play good safety, try and get the cue ball in behind the black, the pink up on the balk cushion.
Marco for
He's actually just concentrated on putting the pink as safe as he can and not really thought too much of. No, he's played safe, and he's played a very good safety shot there as well, getting the white in behind the black. Try and get some separation and not leave the pink on, which is, you're just trusting to luck basically.
foul. Subs Un-Nooh 6.
Considering he made a 60 break earlier in the frame and he was in seemingly total control, Un-Nooh will be relieved, although he knows the job isn't quite over yet.
Yeah. It's always edge of the seat stuff, Phil, isn't it, when you're watching Ted Chaya?
Yeah, that's the thing. He's so unpredictable, so inconsistent. The highs are so high, the lows can be quite low. But I think he's okay now.
Frame subs Un-Nooh.
Well, it took a while. Marco Fu refused to capitulate. In the end, though, when he left the pink, he knew. Un-Nooh looking to affix the final piece into a jigsaw that would give him a 3-1 win over
fourth
Marco Fu. Good stuff so
Marco
far.
Fu to break.
Typical Ted Chaya and New snooker. At times outstanding, at others head scratching. Can tell you over on table 2, the second match of the day has 1 frame on the board. It belongs to Matthew Stevens, who has taken the opener against Mitchell Mann on the black.
Yeah, again, as you see with the break off there, very hard to get anywhere near over behind the green, even hitting it quite as thick as he did. And a red came up and actually left a chance into the middle pocket, but miss hit somewhat by Ted Chaya, so bit of a half chance missed there. He's going to be leaving a red on, so just in a little bit of luck here. He's played that well. He's tried for a full ball contact there to play contain and shot.
We sometimes talk about players dictating the pace of a match. Now, generally speaking,
maybe just playing safety shots back and forth, and you're sort of playing your next safety shot straight down, playing it first shot you see, which is really the way you should be playing. In essence, it's instinctive, and the first shot you see is generally the correct one, but he can make you sort of have an adverse effect the other way around.
Fu taking his time here, recognising the fact that one good positional shot and he could be bang in.
Just had to let the...
No one has lost their first match and won a group.
22. Thank you.
It goes without saying, you want to get a win in your first match. It just sets you up for the group. Kind of makes you think it's all in your own hands.
This break might have been wrecked by that.
Yeah, just ran out of position a bit
60.
carelessly, really. He was in a good class, would be really expecting to make the most of them. So he'll just be working his way into the tournament anyway. He'll not be getting too disappointed about it. He'll hope he can nick a draw here and just hope he's performing into it. You don't get flustered by, not performing too well at the start of the season. It's all about getting through at the end of the day and building on that.
One.
And if this...
I wouldn't say it looked like he was going to run away with it, of course, but it looked like he was in stroke and he was playing quite well, so he'll be a bit disappointed to only come out of this 2s each. On the other hand, Marco starting with a 2-all draw, he'll just try and build on that, so not too bad from his perspective.
11.
Yeah, after an enforced break from the professional
Marco
tour,
Fu.
I think this is a really good return from Marco Fu.
And the
Honours are even. Ted Chaya Un-Nooh and Marco Fu play out a 2-all draw, and now it's very imperative from Un-Nooh's perspective to win his next match, which is coming up next against Ian Martin.